Mer- Kyle?
Well. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You have shown your true colors this week, haven't you? You are scared of AEW. 150,000%. You are shitting in your bridges. You are scared of the AEW effect, and we will go over that because, guys, welcome to episode number 9 of the All Elite podcast, right here on the All Elite, or on No Holds Barred Wrestling Network, your source for all WWE, NXT, UK wrestling, and now home to the AEW. All that coverage, so go follow it on Twitter at NHB Network. You can also follow us on Twitter at All Elite Pod. You can follow myself at Real Kyle Masters, and you can follow my co-host at Loves to Dream 82. Guys, welcome to the next episode in the All Elite podcast. And yes, oh yes, it is titled Vince McMahon Fears AEW. And we'll go over that because I have a little bit of a rant, if you will, or reasoning why I've named this Vince Fears AEW with the clever picture there that I took off Eric Bischoff. But first of all, Tiffany, how are you?
I'm excited. I can't believe we're 9 episodes in.
9 episodes, yep. This is no. It's not a special episode. When we get to 50, it'll be special, or 100. I don't know. Whenever, I don't know what an anniversary date is going to be. I don't know. There are a lot of people out there do like, 100th episode or special. Like I don't know what do we do for a special 50 episodes? Oh, 9 episodes. Sweet. Let's do a 9 episode giveaway.
Yes.
We're giving out 9 prizes on the 9th episode. No, I'm not doing that shit. But guys, if you're new to the show, welcome to the All Elite Podcast, the podcast where we'll be talking about all the news and rumors regarding the new wrestling and up-and-coming wrestling brand, All Elite Wrestling. We also go over some other stuff as well, so thank you for joining us here on the No Holds Barred Network. Speaking of the No Holds Barred Network, guys, go check it out. It is your number one source for wrestling podcast content, and we are available on YouTube, iTunes, Spreaker, Stitcher Radio, and Spotify. As you can see there on the graphic on the screen, you get abundance of wrestling podcasts. You have the Next podcast, which goes over NXT and the main roster a little bit. You got the Lowdown Show Retro, giving you some retro WWF, WWE content. You have ours truly, at the All Elite Podcast. And you have some UK wrestling content with Near Fall News UK. They go over some NXT UK stuff and also a lot of UK indie-based wrestling stuff over there at Near Fall News UK. So go check it out, guys. No Holds Barred Network, like I said before, NHB Network on Twitter. Follow it for your source for all wrestling podcast content. Guess what? Unlike the WWE Network, it is free. It is not $9.99 or us Canadians paying $11 or $12 or $13 or $14.99 a month. It is yours free to sign up for the network. All you do to sign up is follow the Twitter account, and you get everything. So go check it out, guys. No Holds Barred Network. Also, go check out ProWrestlingTees.com, your official source for all Elite Wrestling merchandise and other pro wrestling merchandise. As you can see on the screen, I've updated the graphic finally with all the new t-shirts that All Elite Wrestling have. I love the Elite Young Bucks one. That's probably one of my favorites. You got the hoodie there in the bottom right where Tiffany has, and you have all the hats, and you have the sweaters up top, and you have Bernard the Business Bears t-shirt. Yes, he was a special guest on episode 3 of this podcast, so go check that out. It's live on the channel right now. But also go check out ProWrestlingTees.com, ladies and gentlemen, the official headquarters for your All Elite wrestling merchandise. Also, go check out ExtremeWrestlingShirts.com, the official sponsor of the No Holds Barred Network. They specialize in pro wrestling and MMA apparel with over 50,000 t-shirts, sweatshirts, costumes, DVDs, pendants in stock. And there's a special promo code you can use, No Holds, at checkout, and you're going to save 10% on your order. Also, one lucky fan a month that uses this promo code will receive a free gift along with their order from ExtremeWrestlingShirts.com. So go check them out, guys, the official sponsor of the No Holds Barred Network. So plugs out of the way. We can get right into it. And
Damn.
Vince McMahon is shaking in his boots. And if you don't believe me, guys, this is such a war on Twitter, Tiff, between people's opinions with this thing. And you guys have obviously heard of it. If you haven't, it's called the AEW Effect. And I am a firm believer of this AEW Effect because it is showing its true colors, especially this week following WWE's Elimination Chamber pay-per-view with the picks that the direction they've gone this week. You can clearly see that Vince is doing everything in his power to keep people happy within the company. There's news breaking out all over the place that obviously the last couple of weeks with due to new contracts he's offering wrestlers, the updated contracts to current wrestlers to stay. It's clear as day. This is not fake when you hear the Revival wanting to get out and then the Young Bucks tweeting at them and like Cody liking their tweets. And then all of a sudden they get the tag team championships. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how does that work? Like, they're keeping them happy to keep them in the company. And people will argue, like, well, they just lost to Gargano and Ciampa this week. Yeah, they brought up the NXT talent this week to keep the viewers on the product. They know how bad Raw's been doing. This is the only reason why, and I'll go over that in the next podcast on reasoning behind why they brought up NXT talent this week. But as for AEW, man, it's real. The AEW Effect is real. Look at what they did at the Elimination Chamber. Look at the winners they picked for the Elimination Chamber. Like, come on, guys. The AEW Effect. You don't think so? Look what they did with Kofi Kingston.
Yeah.
This is not the reasoning behind this was not because of just Mustafa Ali's injury. The New Day were literally not even a week or two ago being said that they were looking at maybe going to AEW and leaving. And all of a sudden now, Kofi Kingston gets a WWE title shot twice now. He's going to face Daniel Bryan at Fastlane. And like they put more focus on the New Day. It's not a coincidence, guy. They're doing it because of Vince McMahon's doing all this shit because of AEW.
They're scared.
They're scared. Yeah, they're scared.
They scared.
I don't understand how people don't see it. It's clear as day. But then you still got the freaking WWE ass kissers on social media that will sit there and try to defend this shit and saying, no, AEW is just a glorified T-shirt company, which is hilarious because they poked fun at that in this week's Being the Elite episode, and I fucking love that. But the AEW Effect is real, ladies and gentlemen. Vince McMahon fears for what this company could become and is becoming. So
I think it's hard even like for me because I stopped watching wrestling for a long time and then I just got back into about 4 or 5 years ago, and now I feel like I'm back with WWE. Like I just don't care, and I don't seem to watch it, and I just delete the Raws and SmackDown on my DVR. I don't watch it. I don't even care to watch the pay-per-views, and WrestleMania is coming here. I'm not going, and it's kind of sad. So I'm more excited about everything else than this, except for NXT. NXT is another story.
It's because NXT's moved ahead with what wrestling's becoming today. Like NXT is not staying in the past. They're for the type of audience which wrestling is today. If you want to stick in the past and stick with WWE's sticking to their same formula they've been doing for years and years, that's up to you. That's your. If you love that, hey, fuck whatever floats your boat. To us, it's shit. That's just it. To us, it's not fun to watch anymore.
80 fandom in the chat said, Zack Ryder not on TV most of the year. AEW shows up and he's featured weekly. Usos deals coming up. Police incident, tag titles. Taker does StarCast. Now he's said to be back on WrestleMania card. Oh, that I didn't know about the WrestleMania card. Stand near anything AEW and get a push. WWE 2019.
Seriously.
I didn't know that about the Undertaker. That was back onto WrestleMania.
That's another thing with me with the Undertaker. He's done. The guy's done.
I've been saying this for years.
What else does he need to prove? What other matches does he need to do? He doesn't need to do anything. We saw, if we're gonna get anything what we saw last year, I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it. Yeah. I like leaving all those good memories to the past, and it's kind of scary now to watch. Like, you're not, okay, you might look good, but you being in the ring, I don't want to watch it. It's kind of scary.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
He fears it.
He should fear it. This is gonna be insane. This is why we're doing this podcast, because AEW, man, like, let's go.
So,
we're
gonna stop talking about Vince McMahon. He's just
not
want to bluntly say he's shitting his bricks. Anyways, let's get into the Being the Elite episode this week. I don't know if anyone's caught it this week.
We were going to talk about not this week's episode, because we missed something.
Oh, we did. So we did miss a big part from last week's episode.
Shame on us. I'm sorry.
Shame. I blame Tiff.
Corner shame. What?
What?
You blame me?
What? No, I didn't say that. I know what you're talking about. I didn't say shit.
Oh, okay. So I put the tweet out on Twitter apologizing that we didn't bring this up. But Matt and Nick were at the Super Bowl, and they did a skit.
That fun, exciting Super Bowl. Oh, that was so much fun to watch.
I don't watch football.
I was on the edge of my seat. Excitement. Anyways.
But yeah, so they did the skit that Nick was wearing the wrong shirt. The Jacksonville, the Jaguars, right? Yeah. They were telling him that he had to take the shirt off. And Matt looked like embarrassed for him. Like, what are you doing? So that was a little, That
was a shot. If you guys don't remember, it was at the Rumble. A fan was wearing an AEW shirt at ringside in the corner there, and they made him take it off. So there was a shot at WWE. We did it on the one episode. We even showed that the Young Bucks tweeted saying, like, just let you know you can wear anything you want at our events. We wouldn't make you take it off. So.
But they're not scared, right? They're not scared.
But no, WWE's not scared. We're just gonna start making fans take shirts off that say anything AEW on it, and then as soon as it fucking goes around social media, the first SmackDown after, you guys can wear anything you want. Want to bring a sign? Bring it in.
Okay, so we have to wear our All Elite stuff when we go to
NXT. I mean, yeah.
I'll wear my hoodie that I have back here. It's a little too hot for me.
We'll see what happens. And if they want to try to make us take it off, I'll Periscope it for you guys. We'll make an exclusive here.
So I was actually thinking about this. What happens if we make our All Elite podcast shirts and walk around in it? You think
because it's not AEW, it's our own brand.
Yeah, like
I think maybe we should do that instead.
I was gonna do that anyway. I was thinking of like wear that shirt.
Or maybe the hoodie with the shirt.
Maybe it's gonna be. I don't know how the weather's gonna be, but yeah, we'll be handing out these guys. We're gonna
look at this, guys! Our exclusive business cards.
Yes,
Ooh.
The wonderful Salrax. He's in the chat. Shout out to you. He makes all our layouts.
What's going on, Salrax?
Oh, a beautiful business card. I finally got them. I know I talked this about.
And he's the one that designed the logo too. That was amazing. Yeah. Thank you very much. For
and
that.
There's pens.
Oh, which I told you already. I'll be stealing.
Kyle thinks he's gonna be stealing these pens. I have pen finish. All right, he'll get one.
Ooh, he's stealing.
Kyle's gonna be stealing them. So, hey, wait. Since we're talking about that, because since Kyle will be here in a couple of weeks, are we going to do a live podcast together?
I kind of want to, because we're gonna have to. We can figure out. I wonder if I bring my laptop. Maybe I sit in your other room. You know what I mean? We could probably do something like that. Or do you want to sit next to each other?
We could sit at this table. There's room.
I'm not comfortable.
I don't smell bad, okay? I take showers unlike some people, but I'm just saying.
Oof. Ooh.
Jesus. See how it is already.
Anyways, yes, we'll do a live podcast. For sure. I'll bring my stuff with me, for sure. But yeah, that was the one big part we missed last week. Apologize for not bringing that up. This week, I made my notes for this week's episode, and we're not missing a single thing here. Yeah. I even wrote down the shot they took at WWE this week, and I loved it. Okay. So this week's episode, Being Elite, awesome. I hope if you guys didn't see it, pause the video right now and go watch it, and then come back, or listen to us later. But we're gonna. So spoiler alert if you didn't see it. This beginning of it, the one thing I tried to ask Tiff, I don't know if anyone out there knows. If you do, please tweet at us or drop a comment. Let us know who it is because I have no idea. If anyone's seen the beginning of it where Cody tells that really god-awful joke and then there's a guy dressed up like a mummy and he's also laughing and when they walk away he's like, oh. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And I'm sitting there trying to think of any like big man, big guy that's coming over.
AE Fandom knows everything in the chat, so I'm sure he probably knows. So
or is that the drug bear that's now a mummy? Like, what's going on here?
I haven't talked to Bernard the bear.
Not Bernard the bear, the drug bear.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying.
Is he now the drug mummy? I don't know. Like I'm sitting there going like, who the hell is that? Like I'm trying to thoughts are going through my head. Okay, what big guy is rumored to go to AEW? They're trying to keep it under wraps. Pun intended.
See,
so, like
Ron Reese, the Yeti.
Oh,
thank you. See, he knows everything. He's the man
Ron
in
Reese,
there.
Yeti. Okay, cool. Anyway, so beginning of being the Elite with they had Cody and MJF out on the porch. See, Tiff didn't like this.
I didn't like it.
But I found nothing wrong with this. Okay, I thought this was funny. So MJF and Cody are out there, and Cody's like, thinking AEW. We might have to do that in a small video, Tiff. AEW.
Yes, we're gonna do it.
But MJF and him are having, all right, Cody's just saying, these steaks I made you. These steaks. Yeah. And MJF's like, oh, man, you're so good.
A little salt.
It looks so good. And then he walks away and he goes, thanks for giving me your Taco Bell grated beef. And he hucks it behind him. I'm like, oh, man, that's a pretty good steak. Like, he just hucked a pretty good hunk of meat away. And then Pharaoh comes out, Cody's dog. And then he's like, oh, Pharaoh, you want a piece of steak, man? You want a piece of steak? And Pharaoh's doing his little paw thing. And then he hucks the steak, doesn't give it to him. And then he goes, nothing for you, Pharaoh. And then when he
pissed me off.
Oh, come on. That's
such a tease.
But maybe Pharaoh's not allowed to have the steak.
Yeah, but still, it's such a tease. The poor dog.
If Cody wasn't okay with it, then he wouldn't have done it. Listen.
Still kind of mean, okay?
Listen,
I think it's kind of mean to tease the poor dog. I'm just saying, but
Anyways,
okay.
So the plate's done. Cody comes out. He goes, yeah, that's fair. And he goes, oh my God, you cleared your plate. And he's like, oh man, it was so good. Like it was amazing. And then Cody says something about like, oh, we're gonna have to run. Hope that you pass the test or something like that. And then as Cody's walking away, MJF gives him the finger, and then Pharaoh's walking away. And he's like, fuck you, Pharaoh.
Yeah, you were laughing at that.
That was great.
It's so funny because I've met MJF before. So I'm very excited for this. He stays, in character no matter what, because I remember seeing him in indie shows and I heckled the shit out of him. So he was talking shit to me back. It was great. So I really loving his character and that he stays in the character.
Mm-hmm. It's great. So I led into the intro and then they kind of did relive the press conference a little bit. They highlighted the Hangman Page and Pac thing. Yeah. Then we have something on Pac. I don't know if anyone's seen it. And warning, graphic content about to be shown on the screen here if you're watching us live and not on the go. If you're listening to us on the go, then you don't have to see this. But anyone watching right now, if you don't like gruesome stuff, then I kind of would turn away. So I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. I warned you. So this is what happened to Pac in a recent live event. His finger literally snapped. Like you can see it, it's literally bent all the way to the right there. Like even the referee's looking going, holy shit. Like the referee's just staring right at it.
Yeah, he dislocated it.
Yeah, that is gruesome.
He dislocated it.
That looks gross.
That was with against Walter. That's in NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was pretty gruesome. So I think he'll be fine. It's just a snap. It's a dislocated finger. That takes a couple of weeks to heal. He'll be all right. The real finger poke of doom. So they highlighted that. Then they had Omega's the main focal point was Omega's debut, and this one we actually kind of had like a back behind the curtain kind of viewing of the guy who tapes the AEW and Omega going out and the big pop, and then this led into the contract signing of being the Elite. So they're all in character here. So Omega's got his contract, and he's saying like, "Oh man, it looks good, man. I can't wait to sign." But he goes, "One thing here, like, yeah, there's Double or Nothing coming, but what's the schedule like? Like, what's going on after that?" And
what's the dates?
And then they keep just sitting there, and then they're kind of looking at each other, and he goes, "Oh, Cody, what, you want to answer that?" And Cody's like, "Oh yeah, well, we got Double or Nothing," and that was funny. Oh my god, I meant to, because if anyone's seen the episode, every time they mentioned Double or Nothing, they would do this, like, they'd show the poster and have the Double or Nothing theme play. And I was going to do it here, but I actually forgot to add it to OBS.
Oh my god.
But I'm going to right now because I want everyone to see it. So in the meantime,
that was
I'm just glad Kenny Omega's he chose the right, you know what I mean? He chose the...
well, I told you, he said he was, that they were all going to stick together. That's why I'm saying, like, Marty Scurll's coming too. So
your boy,
my boy, he better
so?
come. Like, I'm excited. Hell yeah. Think so. I know so.
Well,
I don't want to
we
hear
started
it.
kind of a war when we made that one post, and
yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do that, guys. I'm gonna put like funny clips of stuff, and then you guys could like comment. But yeah, we started a little Twitter war like last week.
Oops. Anyways, back to the episode here. So Cody mentioning Double or Nothing.
Did I lose you?
Yep, that's it. That's Double or Nothing. No, I played the clip. I got it up.
So
So every time now we're gonna mention Double or Nothing.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Right. So every time we mention Double or Nothing, that's gonna happen. So Cody, they asked Cody, like we're talking about, yeah, Double or Nothing's coming, and then Omega's like, yeah, but what else? Like, do you guys have anything else coming up? And they're like, there's that May 26th, the Double or Nothing.
Nothing. That was great. Oh jeez.
I played it again. I have to keep playing it again. Tiff, every time we mention it, I gotta play it.
Sorry.
I told you it was gonna do it. You gotta be. I warned you about this, Tiff. Anyways, so Kenny basically points out the obvious and says that he's going to have to kind of rethink signing, and puts his contract in the floor. And then they say, well, we got you a gift. And then they open it, it's just a regular AEW logo shirt. And he's like, what is this? What is it? It's just a logo. Like, what is this? And then this is where the shot happens. He takes a shot at all the hate. And this is not to WWE. This is a shot at the people, some people that used to be with WWE and some haters out there of this All Elite Wrestling, calling All Elite Wrestling basically just a glorified T-shirt company. And JD makes a note of this, or not JD, Kenny Omega makes noise. Kenny says that until you show me a full match card, then you're nothing but a T-shirt company. He throws a T-shirt on the ground. So there was a shout out to all the haters, and I love that. And then he's walking away, and they're like, Kenny, aren't you going to sign? He comes back, oh, yeah, of course I'm going to sign. What am I, dramatic? Like, and he picks it up, and he signs.
Just a little dramatic.
He's like, so, yeah, so, and then they confirmed that Kenny Omega is going to have a match. Obviously, it was already confirmed that him and Chris Jericho at Double or Nothing.
Excited. I love that they showed the little contract signing. I think that was really...
Nope, Tiff, you missed it again. I just played the clip again. You have to remember, when I say Double or Nothing, I play the clip.
I'm sorry, I'm a snowflake.
Okay. Yeah. Melt away. Anyways, so that was a pretty cool part of Double or of being Elite. I love the whole thing they did with the contract, the whole contract thing. So that was pretty funny. So they moved on. They had Joey Janela or Janelli.
Janela.
I don't know why I think
Janelli.
For some reason I get it when I hear Janela. For some reason in my head it repeats it Janelli. I don't know why. It's Janelli, a weird thing, right?
It's like something you spread on like toast.
Anyway, he's blind in the dressing room, and I guess you were at this event, Tiff.
Yes, I was at this event. ICW.
So I
party and bullshit.
So I have the pictures up on the screen. So she met Penelope and Janela. But I guess it's either before or after they recorded this skit for Being the Elite, because he's wearing the T-shirt there, and she's in the same attire. So the part in the episode, so he's blind backstage, and I guess Tiff said at the event, people are like, "Aren't you supposed to be blind?" And people are like, he's like, "Oh, well, yeah."
No, he retweeted
Oh, no,
my
he retweeted,
tweet.
and then someone, okay, yeah, that's right. Someone tweeted at him, saying, "Aren't you supposed to be blind?"
Yeah, and he commented, he goes, "Yeah, I'm blind or something," but
So he's blind, and then he's because he's obsessed with these fireball things. He's his fireball addiction, the lighter and the big magic fireball. And then Penelope comes in and says she can't take it anymore. Like she's over your addiction, and she's found a new man. And in comes Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner.
yeah,
What the fuck?
yeah.
And they walk away, and then I don't know. Is Janela gonna face Big Papa Pump at Double or Nothing? Is this what it's leading to? Like, is that? Or are they maybe going to be in the battle royal and they're going to have a spot?
I don't know about that.
I was going, I was laughing, but I gave a what the fuck after. I'm like, what?
There was so many be elite chants going on at that ICW. It was great.
All right, so you did go to the party and bullshit ones. That's pretty cool.
I saw her in the bathroom too. Kyle was like, "Quick, get a promo before she pees."
I was like, yeah, but I wasn't serious. Let's be real.
No, I wasn't serious. I was like, "Damn, Kyle!" Yeah.
So then we had a Joey Ryan segment here. I'm guessing this was the same place, was it not? Was Joey Ryan at that
Jersey? That was the one I wanted to go to, but I wound up not going. But it was in New Jersey.
I forget what the names of the two guys he was with.
Oh, okay. But yeah, Scorpio Sky came out.
So he came to save Joey Ryan from the two guys. I don't remember their names, but they blinded him with like I don't know what it was, and then he's like, oh, Joey Ryan, come on, Joey. And then that was a little like side skit from. They do a lot of side skits through. If you guys are new to Being the Elite, they do a lot of those side skit things. And then we got back to Young Bucks and Kenny in I guess they're in a hotel room somewhere in Las Vegas. Kenny was talking to Young Bucks, but I love you guys just showing up everywhere and surprising people, and it's really cool. But I got one better, guys. I got an idea, and I got a place that it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be massive. They're not gonna expect it, and he's like, it's gonna be better than anything you guys have done so far. And then Kenny says, "You guys got your gear? All right, grab your gear. I got a show for us to go. Let's go." And then they leave. We cut to something else. So we'll come back to that. We cut to the SCU's Christopher Daniels. There's a quick clip of him in the dental office because of his chipped tooth. And then we're back in there. And this had to have been before. I don't think it was after his surgery. But Young Bucks and SCU going, come on, we want to see it, man. Let's see it. Let's see the new tooth. Let's see it. And then he opens his mouth and he's got a freaking gold tooth.
Yeah.
SCU's loving it. Like, oh, man, we should get gold grills. We should all get grills. You guys are like, no, that's stupid. And then Cody Rhodes comes in like, oh man, SCU's like, oh man, Cody, did you see his new gold tooth? And he goes, yeah, he looks like a fucking idiot. Oh my god.
They said that why didn't he go see Britt Baker? Oh my god, she is a dentist, real life dentist.
Right. They should have done that. I think maybe they should have done something with Britt Baker. Maybe they will from the next episode. We'll see.
Maybe he'll go back.
This gold tooth thing is not. This is not the end of the gold tooth.
No, like he's probably gonna be sitting in her chair, and there's probably gonna be some sort of skit. Yeah, definitely.
So we moved on, and we went back. Now we're back with Kenny and Young Bucks, and they're like behind this bus. This is funny because like they're ducking, like, oh god, there's fans, kayfabe, and they put their hoods on and they're hiding, like can't let us see us. Okay, he's like, all right, man. Okay, so the event's 500 meters from here. Okay, like you guys got your gear. He's like, yeah, and then you can hear Matt in the back going, yeah, I think it's under my jeans. Like, all right, he's like, all right. So here we go. So they go, and then all you see is the intro to the Backstreet Boys Las Vegas show. They crashed the Backstreet Boys Las Vegas show, and I'll put the picture up on the screen for you guys. Here's a picture of Omega and the Young Bucks. That's the shirts they were wearing in the episode. He's holding a box of M&Ms, and yeah, they went to the Backstreet Boys concert that they have in Las Vegas all the time. So that's the event that they crashed. I thought it was pretty funny. You just see them singing a lot of the popular songs to get the selfie video going, and yeah.
So something with this.
It It was
Right?
but it was funny though. After they had a clip after the concert, like, yeah, man, it was like the biggest pop ever. It's the best pop we've ever gotten. And they're like, what do we do now? Encore, and they show them like more footage of them inside it, just singing more songs. But you say you have something about this.
So actually, it's funny because actually, me and Cupid Girl were talking about this the other day. Was this a shot at Marty Skrull? Because Marty Skrull always sings Backstreet Boys. You could go back to old episodes, Being the Elite.
Oh.
Okay, and then he's singing that like live Ring of Honor shows of Backstreet Boys. So, is this a shot? Another shot at Marty Skrull?
Maybe. But I would have loved it if Cody was there. Then that would have made more sense of my prediction of me thinking that it's going to be Cody and Skrull at Double or Nothing. So, and then we ended off the whole Being Elite episode with something interesting. I guess another tease on where Matt and Nick are going to go to. It showed Nick texting Matt and Matt saying, check your email. I sent you a flight. And then it fades to black. So we don't know where they're going to show up next.
So I guess that would be this weekend?
I would have to. And then that's going to be whatever they're going to film for the next episode. So that was Being Elite, guys.
What do you think
Elite.
they're going to show up this week?
Elite. I don't know. I didn't look at the recent event advertisements around, seeing what big's coming up. So there's a lot of shows coming up leading up to WrestleMania anyways, a lot of indie shows. So they're going to show up somewhere. And we actually got some news about WrestleMania and the Elite, which we'll get into. But beforehand, I just want to quickly talk about. You said there was a video, the video about Cody Rhodes. You mentioned. What is that video? You said you were like, I was supposed to watch it and I forgot to. I was busy.
Oh.
There you go.
Sorry, I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? Wait, hold on 1 second. I have it here. Where is it?
Was it that was not the road to was that the road to Double or Nothing?
It was on his channel on the YouTube. So
the YouTube.
I don't know why I do that. I do that.
It was on the YouTube.
The Twitter. I don't know why
Twitter.
I do that. It's just like sometimes the things just fly out of my mouth. All right. So if you watch this week's episode on Cody's YouTube channel, he brought up the whole thing with the over budget battle royal. The Royale, as I was calling it.
Battle Royale.
Yeah, so not Fortnite, guys. Just not Fortnite. If you watched All In last year, they did have a Battle Royale, so they're going to do it again. Let's see, where was it? They announced the match would return, and it was implied that Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, and Kip Sabian will compete in the Battle Royale on May 25th in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
So Rhodes assured viewers that the winner of the Battle Royale will receive a great incentive, but stop short of revealing what the incentive is.
Ooh.
So maybe a title shot?
Title shot, maybe.
Maybe, I don't...
Guaranteed contract? Maybe it's a contract for AEW?
Well, Kip Sabian is officially signed.
But that doesn't mean necessarily he's going to win the Battle Royal.
Right.
So maybe with him, maybe if you're already signed to AEW, you get a title match. If you're not, you get a contract. I don't know. It was something. I'm sure we'll know by Double or Nothing.
Yeah. Cody also said being in the Battle Royal is a great moment for sure. You're going to be in the front eyes of that you'll never be in front of before, he added. But winning it will be put you on the board.
Yeah. Also, AEW fan, I made a note of it in the chat just now. Yeah, if you guys haven't watched any of the videos for Road to Double or Nothing, really cool videos. Not necessarily like Being the Elite. It's more of a serious kind of thing. Really cool videos. I suggest anyone go check them out. There's 4 of them now on YouTube, so you gotta want to catch up with that. But a couple of things we want to point out from that video. One, I'll put up on the screen, is the women's match that's scheduled for Double or Nothing. And I'll put it on the screen now. We got Dr. Britt Baker. They put Doctor in there. I love that.
Yes.
Versus Nyla Rose, the lady that came out. I'm pretty sure that's the lady. Yeah, that's the lady that came out at, was it not the press conference?
Yes, the ticket rally.
And versus Kylie Ray. So a triple threat match between these women.
I like it.
So I like that too.
I think we had a 4-way last year in All In. So I like triple threats.
And if it's anything like the women's match we had at All In, then this match is sure to be really good. The one we had last year was incredible. Very, really highly touted. And then another thing from this we want to feast your eyes on, guys, is this right over here. So here's a scene of her turning that said card. And then you have Cody's match, but his opponent is blurred out. Oh. Let's, for you guys out there, I want to see if I can... I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer for you guys. So here, I'll transition it there. So a little bit closer. Who is that? So they have it set in stone. So Cody is going to face someone. And it's right there. I can't seem to make it out of who it could be. I mean, to me, because I'm all in on my, pun intended, on my prediction, I think the first letter looks like an M. It looks like a two name. I don't know about you, Tiff. To me, it looks like it says Marty Scurll, but there's too much of a face on the right. Because what do you think they advertise his face like? Would you think they advertise his face with the mask or without the mask?
Without. Definitely. To
me, I don't know what that looks like. I'm thinking Marty Scurll.
I'm all on this train with Kyle with Marty Scurll. I would love it. You're seeing like the little shots on the being the elite. I know a lot of people are thinking it's Cody's brother. So
Dustin Rhodes? No, it's not going to be Goldust. No, absolutely not.
Well, whatever it is, it's personal. And then the way that Brandy expressed it, she's like, "What is this? Like, is this a joke?" So,
that's why I'm saying it's Marty Scurll, because they've literally forgotten about him and not have mentioned him at any time. So that's why she's like, "What is this? Is it a joke?" Because I thought maybe she's like under the impression that they were not bringing him over. So maybe that's why she said it. Like, is this a joke? Like, I thought we were, not talking about this guy anymore. Like, we wasn't coming over. I think it's Marty Scurll.
Look, I agree. I would love to see it anyway. But when do you think they're gonna announce that? Like,
it's tough.
The thing is, like, his contract doesn't end to the end of April for Ring of Honor.
Maybe they'll wait till then.
So
it's a good idea for a lot of hype to put behind this match, because by that time, and Cody's match isn't announced, people are going to be sitting there going, "Okay, when's Cody's match going to be announced?" Like, people are going to be wondering about this. So I think it's going to be Scurll. I think they're going to wait, and it's going to be a big waiting game. Well, Scurll and Aldis still have to have their NWA match.
Yes.
So
I'm looking forward to that.
We'll have to keep an eye on that.
Even if he doesn't bring the title over, it'd still be a great match.
Because there's a lot of heat behind it, because Cody's running this thing. He's the main head behind it, and ever since they started this whole All Elite thing, Scurll's been throwing shade all over his social media about being kept out of it. So that's why I'm sticking with it. Oops, I hit my mic. I'm sticking with it.
Would you get mad if I walked to G1 with the hat?
No.
The one that's signed.
Do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I wouldn't care.
I should wear it on the podcast. Wait.
Oh boy, she's going to get it for the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, while I'm waiting for Tiff to come back here, I wouldn't care. Did you grab it?
Yes, I grabbed it. See, guys,
so she's got a signed top hat from Marty
Scurll.
Look at that beautiful thing right there.
Yes.
And he even drew the umbrella. That's amazing.
I know. That was so awesome. That when I had with him. So, all right, there we go. We'll wear it on the podcast.
Yes, Cube Girl, we did mention that they did throwing shade at Marty by going to the Backstreet Boys concert. So, it's gonna be a thing. I think so. I really, really do think so. But anyways, before we move on, guys, again, like I said before in the intro, follow the All Elite podcast, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to transition on the screen. If you guys are listening to us, and go listen carefully. We have a giveaway alert for the All Elite podcast. That's us. We are giving away one AEW t-shirt. Yes, the t-shirt you've seen in the Being the Elite episode. and 1 AEW hat from ProWrestlingTees.com. All you have to do to enter into this contest is follow All Elite Podcast on Twitter and like and retweet the giveaway alert tweet. Anyone in there is automatically entered to win as long as you are liking and retweeting it and following. You have to do all three in order to be entered into the contest, and a winner will be chosen once we hit 100 followers. We are at 85, I'm pretty sure, as of today. So we're 15 away, and we'll be announcing the winners after that. Make sure you're also subbed and listening to All Elite Podcast on YouTube, youtube.com/NHBWR. In order to be eligible for this contest, you want to follow All Elite Podcast at All Elite Pod on Twitter, and make sure you like and retweet that tweet, and then we'll choose from there at random. I'll put all the names into a random name generator, and then one person will win the shirt, one person will win the hat. I'll do maybe like a live Twitter thing to announce the winner, or a live YouTube a quick video to announce the winner, but there's our contest.
Pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
Win it? No.
It is exciting. Pretty exciting.
Can I get one? I'm kidding. Relax. So did you see the tweet with Pentagon that he tweeted that he was going to be in Vegas on Impact Wrestling last week, and saying the Lucha Brothers are back, and then Nick retweeted. And he put the middle finger emoji. I was dying. I was like, this is great. I was like, I love this.
It's just building steam for their tag match. Just building steam.
I feel like maybe that's where, if they're going to wrestle this weekend, the Lucha Brothers somewhere, I don't know if anybody knows. Maybe you think they're going to show up?
Oh, maybe. Maybe that's it. Maybe you sent them an email going, okay, I know where they're going to be. Check your email. We're flying over. That could be something. I could see that.
Got to build that, right?
Yep.
Unless Joey Ryan's in trouble again.
I just love it that they made it look like they're bailing, right? They made it look like, oh, you guys are joining Impact, you bailers. Like, we just set a match and had a press conference. And but I'm pretty sure Pentagon and Felix aren't they not signed with Lucha for a couple more years? So they're not exactly going to be on All Elite when they get going. So that's going to be a little bit for them.
Yeah, it's just for the double or nothing.
Yeah.
I just like the open door policy that even if they're not signing, because they can't sign everybody, they just don't have the money for it. So, but I like the concept of getting people that can come in for like the pay-per-view. So.
Okay. Well, let's get into the news and rumors. We bring this all up on the show, guys. We go over some news and rumors throughout the wrestling world that has to do with All Elite Wrestling. So I'll start it off, and I mentioned this before about something to do with the Young Bucks and WrestleMania. Apparently, WWE had big WrestleMania invasion plans set for Omega and the Young Bucks. WWE really wanted the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. Of course, Omega, Nick Jackson, Mac Jackson decided to sign with AEW and have much more control in it. There were plans actually for WrestleMania attached to the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega's WWE offer. It was also said that the Jacksons' contract, the Young Bucks, included a clause that would let them leave the WWE if they didn't like the direction in 3 months into signing. Dave Meltzer commented on these plans during Wrestling Observer Radio. He didn't have much faith that WWE would have been able to successfully pull off an invasion angle because they have yet to do so. However, WWE's big plans for the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, quote, oh yeah, a storyline for WrestleMania, a major storyline for WrestleMania invasion angle, the whole bit. It was all set in stone. That's all the details I know, just an obvious thing. Perhaps WWE would have botched it. Then you think about it, they've botched this shit before. We all know the whole deal with when WCW, they had the whole thing with that, and when Vince bought WCW, they still decided to roll with this invasion angle with the alliance with ECW and WCW joining forces to try to, quote-unquote, take over the WWE, and it failed. Like, everyone's like, what the fuck? Like, it doesn't make any sense, and, you know, it was exciting, but it wasn't that exciting. So, I don't know. It's interesting that there was a clause in there that 3 months down the line, they could leave if the direction wasn't good. That's so sketchy. I think that's probably one of the reasons why the Young Bucks probably didn't sign. A, because obviously AEW, they really want to do that. And B, that's a sketchy clause. That's like there's fine print somewhere saying that they can't exactly leave after 3 months. meaning like they be signed with WWE, they can leave and not be on TV, but they still can't go anywhere else.
It was 6 months, and we talked about that on one of the other episodes. That just because you have the right to leave after like 6 months, that doesn't mean the day after the 6 months that you can like opt out of your contract doesn't mean they're not going to treat you like crap the next day after.
Right. So that's interesting. I mean, that would have been cool. I think it would have been a better invasion angle than what we got with WCW. I mean, they were both pretty big things, but I think I kind of agree with Meltzer in this one. I think WWE would have found a way to botch it. It would have been watered down so heavily, and it wouldn't have been the same, or wouldn't have been what people would have thought would have been a good invasion angle. They would have do the complete opposite because they're WWE, and we do our way or the highway. You know, that's the Vince McMahon mentality. So yeah, that's that. We talked about Pac's finger getting messed up. The tough bastard.
Yeah. Tony Kane says he will not overwork talents, wants high work rates and great matches.
Good.
So, see, I think that's something even like with the New Japan, because New Japan's not going on all the time, and I think it causes like less injuries instead of working all the time. And
yeah, you think about it. WWE's like they have their Monday Night Raw taping. During that Monday Night Raw taping, the SmackDown people are doing a live event. Then when the SmackDown people are doing their live taping the next day, Raw are doing the live event. So, and then they're scheduled. I think they have Wednesday off or Thursday off, and then they do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday for live events. It's like your schedule is jam-packed when you're a WWE wrestler that's featured a lot. I imagine if you're more of a jobber, you kind of make some sort of live appearance to fill the card, and then that's it. So you kind of maybe have a little bit more of a break, but WWE wrestlers are the most overused talent on the planet out of any company out there. It's ridiculous. So the fact that Tony Khan is being said that he wants to not overwork people is amazing, and I think it's what you need to do. Look, NXT kind of does it. Like NXT has its live events, but they do all their tapings basically in one day, and then they just do live events for the rest of the month, and the live events are not every day.
Meanwhile, they're not even sold out. Sorry, a little shot.
Yeah.
He also said, we have a business plan and we have a couple of different models, and I think we are sustainable, and I don't want to run the talent into the ground. At the pace that these guys wrestle, I want the fans to buy tickets and know that they're going to get really great matches and the guys are going to deliver, and just the work rate on our shows are going to be above everyone else, and I'm not going to do that by having these guys wrestle hundreds of times a year. It just doesn't make sense, but I do think as we go on, we'll run more shows than we will this year, certainly as we're getting started up. But the schedule will pick up, and we will be doing more regular shows domestically and internationally. So, yeah, there's more to come for sure. I don't want to spoil any surprises.
Good. So, obviously, like he just said, there's going to be less of a schedule this year than we're going to get in the following years. Obviously, this is with the startup process. But I'm just glad that the overall idea here is not to overwork the wrestlers, especially when they probably get their live TV deal. They'll probably do their live TV taping, and then the rest of the week there maybe be one live event or two events, or maybe they do one live event one week and there's nothing the next week, and there's more of a break. That's good. I like that. I like that mentality. But I think the more it gets popular, they're probably going to have to do a little bit more live events. But I imagine that they're going to stick with that direction of not doing as much of a schedule as a WWE. And again, their purpose here is not to compete with WWE, it's to be the alternative. That is exactly a prime idea there of being different and being an opposite of what WWE does. So I like that idea. I'm really for Tony Khan doing that.
So actually, I know we normally do this at the end of the show, but there was a question that AEW fandom sent in for the fan tweets. So I feel like this is a good spot where we're talking about that kind of interacts with. Okay, so he said, it's one thing to sell out spaced out supercards. It's another to considerably draw a weekly television audience, particularly on tour. Would you ease into it with monthly cards first, or would you take the NXT full sale route to guarantee a central regular weekly audience? Okay, so I was thinking about this before, so I'm going to answer this one first. When I grew up watching wrestling, you had the Monday Night Raw only, and then you would have the 4 major pay-per-views plus King of the Ring. So I feel like, especially like we kind of have like this with NXT. So I think this would be perfect route to kind of go the NXT route. You don't want to overwork, and it gets, as much as I like wrestling, I don't need to see it all the time and the same matches all the time. I like that build, and it gives you that time to build storylines and not seeing the same stuff over and over again every month, or even when they were killing and having 2 pay-per-views or 3 pay-per-views a month. It's too much.
Well, NXT literally has 5 takeovers a year.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. It's perfect. I think it's perfect to go an NXT route than this like monthly pay-per-views.
Yeah. I wouldn't do the monthly thing.
No.
It's way too much, and what we just read with that article with Tony Khan's main idea here is to have less work and not overwork the wrestlers. I'm thinking they're going to go the NXT route. One pay-per-view maybe every 3 months, every 2 months, I think is perfect. Whatever the NXT model with the takeovers is how they should copy. I know they want to be the alternative and do their own thing. I would go in that direction for workload. Don't do the WWE idea of 1 pay-per-view a month. It's way too much, and it ruins builds. You can't build on 3 weeks. You can't. And you look at NXT's builds towards TakeOver. It happens week after week. You don't even know. They could start something on 1 week, and it won't lead to the TakeOver. They have weeks and weeks of build, or they will start something on the 1 week, and it builds all the way to that TakeOver. Because NXT is another thing that they do a good job of, and that's not feature the same thing on every single weeks of television, because then it just gets dry, it gets worn out, and you're not excited by the pay-per-view. And it's exactly what happens on WWE's main roster. So to answer that question as well, I agree with Tiff. They should stick to the NXT direction, exactly how they do things in aspect of them and getting when they get their live show going and when they want to do a pay-per-view schedule for the year. So we'll have to see what happens. Again, maybe they have another idea in place, but I'm loving that the article we just read about Tony Khan and the workload. But yes, I'll agree with that with the answer to AE Fandom's tweet there with the workload and the pay-per-view scheduling. So we will move on here. Chris Jericho serenades fans on guitar with Beatles cover. And it's not really AEW news, just it relates to Chris Jericho because he's in AEW. Chris Jericho is a very talented guy. There's a reason why he is such in demand, both as a pro wrestler and a musician. He seems to be the top of his game right now. And it's crazy. You think of Chris Jericho at his age right now, and he's still going, man. The guy's still very entertaining. He's got a really good music career, and he's still doing great in wrestling, and he's been here forever, so good for him. However, he doesn't get a lot of time to play guitar. Jericho recently uploaded a video of himself playing along to Beatles songs using some power chords that he picked up. I guess it's a pretty cool video, and he included the following message. He says, "I know it's not right or even particularly good, but damn, it was fun picking up a guitar and figuring out how to power chord my way through a song again. It's been years. Thanks to the Beatles for writing classic tune for me to stumble through. Hashtag I'll be back."
So maybe we'll see a series of this.
Maybe. That'd be cool. Maybe they should include on Being the Elite. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But it's on Chris Jericho's Instagram right now, guys. If you go follow on Instagram, Chris Jericho Fozzy, you can see the video up on there. So go check it out. It's pretty good. So yeah, Chris Jericho. It's not really news or rumors, but it's Chris Jericho related because he's with AEW. But I thought it was pretty funny. So yeah.
So let's see what's the next thing. Cody Rhodes responds to criticism over LGBT inclusion at AEW Double or Nothing. See,
sensitive subject alert. Woo, woo,
yeah,
woo.
There's a lot going on about this. I mean, I don't care. That's me. Whatever. I mean, if you want to wrestle, if you're going to be entertaining, I don't care what you are.
Politics aside, I can't believe how much this has become such a sensitive subject over the last 5 years with the whole LG whatever community, and I'm not against it. I'm just saying it's no one can say anything anymore. Even before this was even a sensitive subject, I don't think it was that bad. I don't think there was this much criticism towards that community. It just to me it's like everyone wants to have their shot in the spotlight now. So now it's happening now in 2019 with it blowing out of proportion, but that is what it is. Anyways, move on to what Cody had to say.
Okay, so one fan commented praising AEW.
I'm gonna eat my cookie.
You eat your cookie. AEW for including LGBT wrestlers and it piqued his interest. Okay, so they at Brandy and Cody. I'm super appreciative of you guys showcasing trans and queer wrestlers. It's equal important for you guys to address the rampant homophobic in some of your fan base with a lot of these comments. A message showing your disapproval goes a long way. So, when Cody Rhodes heard about this heat, and he had a reply. We were promoting matches that causes the apparent debate, which I immediately have not seen, and instead have seen only excitement and happiness. These stands is in standing by those matches. Why would we signal boost hatred? Wrestling is for everybody, and not everything is a scandal. I mean, I think that's the best way that you can address that. I mean, look, people are always going to get offended. Me wearing like pink lipstick is going to offend somebody.
How dare you? Are you singling out people that don't like pink lipstick, Tiffany? How dare you? You just offended everyone that don't like pink lipstick. How dare you? Well, justice for the people who don't want pink lipstick. Justice. Justice. I'm for you. I'm with you guys.
All right.
Let's go outside and protest with yellow vests and the pink vests. How about pink vests so we can show them?
Oh, my Lord. What's up, Peter?
Anyways.
Oh, my God.
I just shake my head. Anyways.
Very controversial.
Anywho.
I mean, I don't care. I really don't care
either.
I care about the wrestling. I don't care what you are.
I think it's just a big thing in wrestling because of what WWE's done in the past towards that community, a.k.a. any wrestler that's come out gay in WWE has been misused after coming out, a.k.a. Darren Young. Like, what the hell happened to Darren Young? Darren Young was actually a really good wrestler, but as soon as he came out of the closet, that was it, and that was a shame. I really hated for WWE for doing that. Like, I was all over WWE's back for doing what they did to Darren Young, so...
Victor said he's offended by the Canadian flag and pink lipstick.
Deal with it. I'm going to be like that guy wearing the hat in front of the native guy. I'll just stand here with the flag right there in your face. Anyways, I'm not going to get into that or else I'll get freaking in trouble. Okay, anyways. We'll move on here. Tony Khan. Again, Tony Khan coming into the news. He wants the AEW's women's division to resemble WCW's cruiserweight division. And if you guys don't know, the WWE cruiserweight division back in the day was sick. That was probably one of the best things of WCW back then, and which really highlighted them being different from WWE because WWE didn't include the cruiserweights. They were, at that time with WCW and WWE going head-to-head with each other, WWE was more about what Vince McMahon's mentality is still. You're only good to be in WWE if you're a big guy with muscles and you fit that mold that Vince McMahon would portray a professional wrestler. So they didn't really feature cruiserweights a lot back then. That's where WCW came in with that, and they started to feature it, and they got really popular. So All Elite Wrestling will be promising a women's division, and it already features some very talented names. Brandy Rhodes said they are casting a wide net to bring into talented stars from all over the world. As Tony Khan spoke on Talk is Jericho, he went into the vision of the AEW's women's division. He wants an electric mixture of talent, which, like WCW's Cruiserweight division, was back in the day. And this is quote from Tony Khan. I think what we're doing with women's wrestling and what we are going to do is going to be very exciting. It's only going to get more diverse and more interesting as we go. I'm very excited about it. I think the athleticism and pace, the work rate we're going to bring to our division, I think it's going to be well above and beyond anything that's ever been done. It's going to be different from what other people are doing. So I don't want to read the whole thing. It's a very, very long thing. Basically, he's building it off the WCW Cruiserweight division, a division that was populated by great athletes who haven't had this kind of national exposure before. He says the work rate of the division is going to be off the charts. When you think the kind of deceiving or... Okay, I skipped ahead here way too far. But anyways, he basically is going to almost copy it like the WCW division, as in showcasing them more than what other companies are doing with the women's division. And now that he said that, this is already going to spark, and this goes back to the title of this video with AEW Fears, or Vince McMahon Fears AEW. Look what happened when AEW came out and said that they're going to focus a lot on tag team wrestling. What does WWE do? They come out and say, we're going to make our tag team division better. We gave the titles to the Revival, who everyone wanted them to be tag team champions, and there's more focus on tag team wrestling now. Now that they've come out and said that they're going to focus on women's wrestling, I guarantee you what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks. Their women's division is going to blow up. Something's going to happen, whether it's going to be with the new tag team titles. Something's going to happen that's going to, and I'm going to be like, look, there you go. There it's case in point. They're trying to match for match with AEW here. And to me, it's a smart business tactic with Vince McMahon. I'll give him that. Other than that, it's not going to work because you're going to fail. Because you still have that mentality, Vince, of you're not adapting to what wrestling is becoming today. As soon as you do, then you have a case for competition. If not, it's not. You're not doing anything. You look silly. You fear. You're scared. Shit breaks. Anyways, I'm excited for Tony Khan to do that with the women's division. It's that thing. I'm reading that makes me very excited for that women's division. I cannot wait for that.
Oh, so AEW fandom said Goldust just changed his Twitter to Dustin Rhodes for what it's worth.
Isn't that?
I don't know.
I can't really sit there and agree with that because there's current WWE stars that put their real names on their Twitter handles. Well, I was just gonna say the picture that you showed of like who Cody's, the blurred, and you said it looks like an M. It looks a little like a D to me, a little bit, but I don't know. Something to think about. But since we were talking about thinking Dustin Rhodes. You're already thinking Dustin Rhodes. You just say it looks like a D to you, right? A little bit, but that doesn't. Nope. You think Dustin Rhodes? No. You've changed your mind already. I did not change my mind. I haven't changed my mind. If I had sat there and said, "Well, maybe it is Dustin Rhodes," maybe that you would say my mind's changed. But the fact that I stuck to the M, you haven't. You don't think it's Marty Scurll. You think it's Dustin Rhodes. You changed your mind. Anyway, going back to this question because we have another fan tweet from AEW fandom because I'm done with you. Okay. All right. He said, while the female division is taking great shape, it is lacking that one big known name when it comes to mainstream I can't fucking read. Royalty. Who for this you fill that spot? I already know the answer. Go for it. Tessa Blanchard. I was thinking that too. It's going to happen. They're going to sign Tessa Blanchard, or I would have argued if NXT UK wasn't taken off, I would have argued like a Toni Storm or a Rhea Ripley, but it's been taken off with that brand. I don't think they're going anywhere. The only other name that's out there that's pretty big is a Tessa Blanchard, or if all of a sudden a name in WWE from the women's division decides to leave and they ask for their release, just like Ty Dillinger did. And well, I don't think Sasha Banks is going to leave. Tag team champions now. She ain't going anywhere. But that doesn't mean anything. She's too loyal to WWE. She's way too loyal. As much as she hates sometimes the creative direction of her character and she doesn't get pushed, she ain't going anywhere. She's so loyal to that company. I said this before in the podcast. She's not going anywhere. She's sticking with the company. The only other people I can see that could have a case for leaving is like a Dana Brooke, a Natalya eventually, because she's winding down. She really has nothing else to do in WWE. Maybe she can take her career somewhere else, like a Natalya or a Dana Brooke or. Yeah, but I don't. That's not big enough for me. I'm sorry. Like, it's bigger than what's out there. It's bigger. It's bigger. It's bigger than what's out there right now. All right, like Natty doesn't do shit. She bores the shit out of me, and then when she tries to be a heel, I can't deal with her. I understand that, but I'm telling you, if you ask me the question based on what's out there right now, Natty is bigger than any of the names out there currently. And you can argue that with a Tessa Blanchard, because Tessa Blanchard, I think, is really above Natty. That'd be the only name out there. And besides that, there's nobody. When's Asuka's contract up? Why are you laughing at me? He's always laughing at me. Sour is going on again. Japanese people are loyal too. They're not the people that kind of do that kind of thing. You look at Kota Ibushi, and 80 fandom brought it up earlier. He's sticking with New Japan. He's not coming because he's loyal to that brand. Japanese people are way too loyal. The only reason Shinsuke and Asuka came over is because they did what they had needed to do in New Japan, and Shinsuke was in New Japan forever. And then when his contract's over, he wanted to, his dream was to go to WWE. So they're not really fresh anymore, but maybe in Asuka, but I can't see it. telling you right now, it's got to be. It's got to be Tessa Blanchard.
100% I agree with you, because that was the instant thought that I thought of when I read that tweet earlier. So I would love it. I'm a big fan of her. So bring her over. But yeah, that was pretty much it. That was it for our fan tweets. Let me make sure.
Tessa Blanchard would be huge.
Yes, I'm down for
would
that.
be massive. But yeah. So I think we're winding down here. I think we're getting to the end.
You guys can call in if you want to call in, if there's anything you want to add, or you want to.
I always forget that we have a call-in feature in this thing.
Yeah.
So you guys, the number's on the screen. I gotta remember to mention that in the beginning, because you guys, we want to give you the option to call in whenever you want on the show. We don't want to wait till like a certain segment of the show for let you guys call in. Call in whenever, even when we're talking or in a heated discussion about something. Just call in. We'll add you in. So right now, I guess the Skype lines are open. So call into the show, 516-806-6035 to the All Elite Podcast. And in the meantime, I forgot to show this picture. And I'll show it right now on the screen, Tiff. Cody Rhodes sitting at home, relaxing, has his foot up, recovering from his injury, and he's sitting there with Pharaoh. Oh, my God. Look how freaking adorable that dog is. That service dog is so goddamn cute. My God. Fuck you, Pharaoh. No, I'm not an MJF guy. I don't hate on Pharaoh. But Cody Rhodes relaxing. Hopefully get that injury healed up soon. Yeah.
You didn't do the annoy Kyle spot yet. It's not over till it's done.
Well, let me guess. Was that Cuba Girl?
No, AEW fandom.
The annoy Kyle spot? What's that? If someone calls in and says F the finest? Probably.
I said I was gonna stop doing that and I wasn't gonna do it on the stream. When he's on my channel, or if he's doing his NXT stream.
One thing I want to mention, we forgot to mention. I don't know if anyone's seen. I don't know if you've seen, Tiff, that they re-released some tickets for Double or Nothing at
sold
regular
out.
prices.
4 minutes.
And it's sold out in 4 minutes. They released more at decent prices, and it's sold out in 4 minutes. I guarantee you, guess where the bulk of those tickets went?
Back on StubHub.
Back on StubHub. Because it's a popular show coming up on May 25th there, Tiff. And what's it called? Double or Nothing. Never look back, no, never sit down. I'm glad you waited this time. I'm glad you waited.
I'm not that airheaded. Actually, you brought something up on my podcast that you said that you were going to announce on one of your podcasts. You don't remember?
Was it the coffee one? Well, I mean, we had a lot of coffee on that podcast. So.
About your website?
Oh, okay. So it's in the works, ladies and gentlemen. The No Holds Barred Network, since I am CEO of the No Holds Barred Network, we're getting a website soon. I'm working on it. I've been working on it day by day. It's tough because I'm working also on a Slammy show. So if you guys are into WWE stuff, then my other podcast with my other co-host, the next podcast where we talk about the main roster, but mostly NXT. We're actually we're getting ready to do a Slammy show for 2018. We meant to do it earlier in January, but we haven't enough time. We're going to be doing it soon. So I've been doing a lot of work on graphics with that and kind of working the website at the same time. But a website is coming to the No Holds Barred Network. It'll be easier for you guys to go right to the website and check out all the shows on one platform. We're going to have a YouTube widget on there so you guys can go right to the website to watch us live. You don't necessarily have to go to youtube.com to watch us. It's going to have different sections for different podcasts. It's going to have all previous episodes on there. It's going to have links to where you can find us everywhere on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the listening platforms. I'm putting a lot of work into this website, guys, and it's actually going to have a little section on there for you guys to contact us right in the end of it. So I'm putting a lot of effort into this website, so bear with me as I try to do this. I'm going to put a lot of work into it, so I don't want to just make a quick website and release it out there. I'm going to put a lot of work into it, but it's in the works. So that's an announcement right now that the No Holds Barred Network.
Stuff for No Holds Barred Network. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
I'm going to be making one of those too, a graphic for this podcast where you can follow, and it's going to have all our links on there. But right now, if you guys are listening to us on the go and you want to be able to follow us on any of the links, go over to the YouTube channel. look at the YouTube video, and then everything will be down in the description below right now, or you can follow myself or Tiffany on Twitter. You can follow the podcast itself on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We are on Instagram, so go give us a follow, and make sure you're, importantly, subscribed to the No Holds Bar Network on YouTube, and you're hitting that little bell icon for any upload updates or anytime we are going live here on the channel. So, other than that, guys, that's going to wrap it up for episode number 9 of the All Elite Podcast. Vince Fears, AEW. We want to thank you for joining us live on the YouTube. And if you're listening to us on the go, thank you for tuning in and listening to us again. I'm your host, as always, of the All Elite Podcast and the CEO of the No Holds Bar Network, Kyle Masters, and I'm always joined by my beautiful co-host, Tiffany, Loves to Dream 82 on Twitter, and we'll see you guys next time for anniversary episode again, number 10 of the All Elite Podcast. So, guys, we'll see you next time.